Kitco News, special coverage of the Decentral Miami Conference, is brought to you by Cook Finance, a revolution in DeFi asset management.
We're talking now all things NFTs and how to get onboarded with Bijanca Star. She is the host of NFThursdays and she is an expert on all things NFTs. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you for being on Kitco.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm very excited.
Pleasure. NFTs, what can people know about NFTs? I know this is a very broad topic, but for somebody who's a beginner who hasn't yet been involved in the space, what do they need to know? What is a non-fungible token?
So a non-fungible token is basically a digital asset, and it's a unique one-of-one digital asset. How I like to think about it is it's like a receipt, right? So it's a receipt that is immutable, meaning that you cannot change it and it lives on the blockchain. So to make it comparable to something that someone would already understand or already know, it's like having something, going to the store and buying something, but the purchase that you made is a unique asset, no one else has it, and the receipt has a unique number attached to it in code that no one else can change forever. And it's as simple as that. And that asset can be attached to art, which is very prominent right now, but also it's moving towards real estate, potentially healthcare, potentially insurance. There's many applications of it, but right now people are utilizing it for digital art.
Real estate, how could that work? Like you have an ownership right on a piece of land and it's an NFT?
Yeah, so there's companies right now that are actually doing NFT transactions.
Right.
One company, for instance, is called Proppy, and what they do is they put the deed into a smart contract, and they did a bid, and once the bid was finalized, once the owner of the NFT came to fruition, he is now the owner of that NFT, which is the deed of the real estate property.
Very cool, very cool. So
really
it's
cool.
not just applications within art.
No.
It's a variety of industries. Let's talk about art first and foremost.
I love it.
Let's talk about NFT art. If I want to buy a piece of I don't know, let's say I want a Pokemon NFT.
Okay.
How do I get involved in that?
Well, first off, Pokemon would have to come out with NFTs, which I'm sure they have, or I'm sure there's kind
I'm just
of NFTs.
thinking, brainstorming off the top of my head.
I'm just being, doing my due diligence,
I
right?
understand.
But in order to have an NFT, you need a couple things. One is you need a digital wallet. And that digital wallet can be a custodial or non-custodial. There's two types. Custodial means that someone else owns your private keys. So a Coinbase wallet, for example, is a custodial wallet, which is a fine option. But there's non-custodial wallets also, which really represents the ethos of the crypto community, which is like, be self-reliant. And what that means is you own your private keys, which is usually a 12-word seed phrase that says, I own this, and it's like the key to a lock, and that lock unlocks your bank vault.
Okay.
And so custodial, non-custodial wallets, you need a digital wallet. You also need the coin to transact in, and how you get that coin is you go on an exchange, a centralized exchange, for example, Coinbase, for example, as well. And you go and you buy that token, right? You buy the token that you're going to exchange in, and then you move that token from your exchange to your digital wallet, and then you just go to an NFT marketplace, such as OpenSea, you connect your wallet, and then you're able to transact.
Well, how do I know the thing I'm buying is legitimate?
How do you know the thing you're buying is legitimate? There's metadata in NFTs, metadata meaning that there's code written in NFTs that says this is valid and this is proof. And within NFT marketplaces such as OpenSea, you can actually see a list of transactions because a blockchain is a digital ledger. You can see a list of transactions that have taken place prior, and you're able to see where it came from, who minted it, and how it came to be on this marketplace.
Is there a difference between user experience from, let's say, Rarible or OpenSea, or what exchanges would you suggest to a noob?
OpenSea is comparable to eBay. So if you know how eBay works, it's like a big hodgepodge of a bunch of things. And really exciting about OpenSea is that they're actually integrating cross-blockchain integration. So they're looking to take on Tezos, for example, which is another blockchain, through their Object.com marketplace. So it's an OpenSea, right? Yeah. Something like Rarible or Super Rare are going to be Super Rare, and Rarible can have one of ones where you can only get this one NFT. There's not several editions of it. And so if you're going for more high-end or more exclusive NFTs, you could potentially go to Super Rare or Rarible. But there's options for everyone, and not even just, we're talking a lot of Ethereum blockchain. There's a different feel to different blockchains and what they have to offer in terms of NFTs. So Solana has NFTs that are very gaming forward, just as well as Wax. And then you have NFTs on Tezos, which are really underground, very Miami. There's a huge community movement in Miami around the Tezos blockchain and Tezos-inspired NFT marketplaces, such as Kitco.
Okay, so if I go to, let's say, OpenSeas and I pick something, what do you mean by more exclusive NFTs, first of all? Like, what is that? How do you differentiate between something more exclusive and something a little more standard?
I mean, you can have exclusive, everything in NFTs is what people make it. And that's what's so exciting about it right now. But I feel like I can get to your question by saying that there can be several editions of the same thing, right? And edition 1 could potentially be way more valuable than edition 10 if there's 10 editions. And if you have a standard asset that you're giving out, like let's say it's a picture of a house, right? Edition 1 through 10 each have different metadata, which means that this is a unique digital asset, right? So edition 1 is going to have a different code than edition 2, but they're all going to be technically the same photo.
A common question I get from people who are not yet participating in the NFT space is, why would I get into an NFT in the first place? If I want a picture of a painting, I just go buy a painting, like, hanging on my wall. What's the advantage here?
Ownership. As we move into a digital reality, as we literally move into the metaverse, which very bullish on metaverse if Facebook is changing their name to Meta, as we move into these digital spaces, it means a lot to have ownership of something. And why not start with digital art? Why not start with what the Renaissance started with when they inspired something fully new to take place in terms of culture, right? And so owning pieces of digital art, even if people can right-click save, as they say, if you're right-click saving and that image is going around everywhere, but you're the owner of it, that naturally increases the value of your ownership in that NFT, in that art, right? Just like if you were to see a brand and that brand was plastered everywhere, that brand has more inherent value. Right?
I guess it also has brownie points with your friends, and you can show off that you own something that nobody else has.
That no one else owns. And to be honest, like, I own a lot of NFTs that who cares about the value that's coming? Like, who cares about what the market says about it? This art is just really cool, and I want to own it, and I want to have it in my wallet, and I want to display it on my walls at home.
So what's the coolest NFT you own? Can you disclose that?
I have a crypto chick. I think she's really cute. I was at the mint. I was at the original mint of the crypto chicks.
Yeah.
And
the what, sorry?
Crypto chicks.
Okay, what is that?
It's on Ethereum. It's a movement of women in crypto.
Oh, I see.
Right? And so I was at the original mint, and so I press mint. I get it randomly generated because it's a generative art project of 10,000 crypto chicks. And the girl that I got back, I was like, that's me. She has this big curly hair. She has snake earrings.
Somebody made an NFT of you?
No.
Or somebody that looks like you?
It embodies me. Like the visual that came back when I did the generative art, I was like, that art embodies me. How cool that I just pressed a button and the metadata said that this girl should be the one that I have, and she looks like me, and her attitude embodies me, and I minted that. Like, it feels so cool. So I got a lot. I minted it for like equivalent to like $180, and I got an offer on it within 2 hours of like $1,500, and which would have been a great turnaround in terms of the NFT space. Like that's a good markup. That's a good
amazing,
percent. I said no because I identify so much with this. I'm not going to let anyone else have it.
You couldn't just make another one?
No, it's a generative art project. So in terms of generative art projects, they're one of ones each time.
Now, what if you want to mint something? Let's talk about minting. What's that process like? Let's say Bianca wants to make an NFT of her life, or her face, or her dress. How would she do it?
So at this current time, there's so much technology that's being re-envisioned, that's being revitalized, that's being reimagined on how you can have an NFT. Right now, if you wanted to embody what does an NFT mean for my life, you could take a static image, if that makes you comfortable. You could take a GIF, you could take a static image, you could take a PNG file, and you can go on OpenSea and you can literally press create, upload whatever your NFT is going to be, write whatever you want to write about it, put some other data in it, press mint, pay the gas fees, and you're good to go. It is not a challenging process at all. If you have your digital wallet, if you have whatever currency you're transacting in order to be a part of that marketplace, Ether in this case, if we're talking about OpenSea. So if you have Ether in your wallet, you have a digital wallet, you have whatever imagery you're going to use for your NFT. All you need to do is press create, put that image in, upload your images, and you're ready to go.
All right. So then, let's say I want to create an NFT. I want to sell it, and my friend's like, I don't know if I should buy your NFT. I don't know if that's going to go up in value. What would you say, Bianca? How would you convince someone that this particular NFT has more investment potential than something else?
Well, everything's speculative, right? So you can never say anything with full truth, but you invest in the community that invests in you. That's what I always say, right? So if you're asking someone to invest in your NFT, if you're saying, hey, put your money where your mouth is, invest in this NFT, you have to give something back in order to invest in them, right? Whether that's time, whether that's energy, whether that's being a part of building out a community and that they're a part of it with certain perks and access to whatever. In order for NFT projects to be valuable and viable right now, in my opinion, you have to create community, and what that community has to corral around is something of value to them that they understand as valuable. Whether that's your time, your energy, merchandise, cool things, a social club, whatever it is. If you think about the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, why are the Bored Apes so valuable? What's going on? Other than the novelty of it being a project that was created relatively early in the space, it's also a social club. You have a ticket to be a part of a club with movers and shakers in the space who see a value in in an NFT project, right? You have access to a unique merchandise store that no one else in the world other than holders of this NFT have access to.
And I'm going to ask you a challenging question.
Challenge it, I'm ready.
I know you are. How do you make money with the NFT space? What's hot right now, basically?
How do you make money right? So there's so many tools right now. IC tools, IC.tools, Rarity.tools. When you're looking for NFT projects and you find one, let's say you see an NFT project come across the board. If you use these specific tools, you can garnish whether these NFTs have value. Let's say you go to the marketplace, right? And you have a bunch of NFTs and you see NFTs at the floor price. You're able to go and use tools like IC.tools, like Rarity.tools, and see if there's specific rarities and traits that could be valuable, in these particular NFTs. You can buy them and then resell them at a higher price while marketing to your community that, hey, look at all these rarities. Hey, look at how rare these things are. Other than that, making sure that you are going to conferences like this, making sure you get alpha on what the cool projects are coming out, making sure you have relationships with people in the community that can tell you about cool projects, making sure you're on Twitter and Discord, which is where the communities flourish in terms of NFTs.
Making sure you connect with Bijanca Star on social media.
Making sure you connect with Bijanca Star on social media. Bijanca Star at my Twitter handle, Bijanca Star, BIJANCA.
You're welcome for the alpha, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I want to finally talk about you, how you transition into the NFT space. On social media, you call yourself the NFT baby.
I am an NFT baby.
How did that name come about?
Well, I found NFT technology like about a year and a half ago, and what it really is that I love is smart contracts. I think smart contracts are going to power our entire world moving forward. And what smart contracts are the mechanism through which an NFT is born. X happens, Y happens, then Z happens. Z is the NFT, X and Y is the mechanism of the smart contract. I think smart contracts are going to power our future. So I saw this and I did a deep dive. I said, this is the coolest thing. This is so revolutionary. I have to get on board. I have to apply my skills as a human being in communication, in speaking, and being able to make that challenging concepts somewhat easier for people to make palatable. I have to apply that to this space. And that's why I do my daily videos called NFT Time. That's why I report on the NFT news. It's because I want people to be able to take in this stuff that might be dense, that they might feel is challenging, but make it really palatable and fun and sexy and Miami. But I am an NFT baby because I truly believe the technology is going so far as that and access to my time is going to be turned into an NFT.
NFT baby, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching Kitco.
Kitco News special coverage of the Decentral Miami Conference is brought to you by Cook Finance, a revolution in DeFi asset management.